What I will say is that Niemann has certainly become a lot better at chess the last couple of years, and I don't know how good he is exactly, but it seems that he is that he's become a lot stronger, and in that sense, even though like it's a matchup I certainly didn't want, it's going to be interesting from a pure chess perspective to see.
Tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah.
With Magnus. How have you been preparing? And what was it like being in the room? Is it like being a fighter? Do you size the guy up at all? You read how how his vibe is, how his energy is? Take me through the preparations.
I was in London, relaxing for a week, just chilling. Nothing too specific. I think I've had a lot of blitz practice lately. I feel like I'm in amazing form. So I think we'll just see how the game flows once I'm at the board. So we'll have.
Do you, let's say you win.
Well, I will win. So
okay.
One of my Instagram posts, you say change the word if to when. So that's just, you should follow my Instagram closer.
Okay.
Perhaps he can fight his way back in this one. Rook C1 hits that knight. Oh, there's this back rank checkmate problem. So I don't even know where you go here.
It's not even that the bishop isn't good, it's that the king is getting checkmated.
Oh.
He is threatening bishop takes d3. What a fun move, a creative, resourceful trick by Hans Niemann. Because if you take c7, bishop takes d3, you not only free the mate, but you might queen the b-pawn. Okay, Magnus sees it, of course, and now he's headed in. Bishop c5 check will be all she wrote. There will be checkmate on e8 or not, because Hans Niemann resigns. And, queen f2 comes in.
But f5, it's also a target.
Hans is on the attack.
And he goes knight g3, does Magnus. So look at this, the f5 pawn is protected, e2 is coming, knight f1 check is in the air. This is way too complicated.
It's a three-result game, though. Hans could easily strike back here. Maybe Magnus bails out with a draw because he doesn't want to let him get his first dub, and indeed, that doesn't even want it. I mean, that was a free piece. He'll probably take it after bishop takes f6 check. Hans made that move with 0.7 seconds. Rook takes c6. Hans not going to resign.
Chances are in the quicker time controls, but let's not forget that Magnus Carlsen is no slouch in bullet chess. So no matter what time control, it's going to be a problem. Magnus Carlsen wins by resignation for queen f2.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. The queen comes in. The e-pawn will run. There is no perpetual. Ooh, Magnus wants more. He's going to take pawns with check and make sure that he works it with no diggity here. He might even get the queens off the board before he advances e2. No, now queen f5 check was easier. But two queens will get the job done. Magnus Carlsen has a 3-game lead. To go for the endgame, that's going to take a while to convert.
King f7?
King f7, you get out of checks,
yeah.
And you can't stop mate on h1.
Well, you can bring the king back, but I guess it's winning because the e-pawn now is too strong. The queen and the e-pawn are in perfect connection.
No, but the king just hides.
Yeah, no, the white king will step back.
Okay, yeah, and then the e-pawn is too strong.
Just
Sorry.
go. Just go.
I thought, yeah, exactly. And here comes the e-pawn. By the way, the queen on the f-file is perfect.
Oh,
nasty. He doesn't even want to advance. I was going to say the queen on the...
About 1 second each.
But
so
only after you aborted the position did the rook even come to c1. You froze the position with the rook on a1.
I know.
So then how did suddenly the pieces go to c6 and a6?
We're going to get you 40 seconds back on the game clock and we're going to restart this game, okay? And then after that we'll...
Okay, it doesn't matter, but it's like...
Okay, I know.
It's just the terror.
That's why let's get this going.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
Simon, get 40 minutes, 40 seconds back on the clock.
Is actually probably happy the way that Magnus is spending his time, but there's so many weak squares in this position.
Knight g5 looks nasty. Just from a practical perspective, your opponent has 30 seconds. I see a move like that, and I am scared. The queen's coming to h5, the knight's coming to e6. Oh, Magnus anticipated knight f4, quickly played queen d1, but Hans is one step ahead, plays knight d3. Here comes knight g5, though. Says you can have the b2 pawn, and you may not get out alive on the king side.
Yeah, queen c6, watch out, checkmate in one is threatened. I don't think Magnus will blunder that, but how do you stop it? f3 is uncomfortable. Wow, that is actually a difficult move to play.
That's aggressive. Hans can play h6. You better have calculated what's next. Uh-oh. Magnus Carlsen may not have calculated it. He's now all in with a piece sacrifice.
He's shaking his head.
Yeah, he did
realize he went wrong there.
Yeah, Magnus shakes his head. He does have a time advantage, but he's down material. Hans Niemann could be winning his second game. Knock on wood there, no commentators curse, but we said you have to strike a couple times against Magnus to make him nervous.
And you see that he's going after the Black King. Rook takes C6, pawn takes. Suddenly, we have a material amount you can't take here because it's checkmate in 1. So do not think that Hans blundered a rook.
Rook E7 guards G7. But oh my gosh, Rook A6, the Rook! Where's Levy when you need him?
He sacrificed the Rook! Queen takes E7, going for the mate against the Black King. And now Rook B6, there's going to be Rook A6.
Oh my
A7.
gosh, and Magnus is turning this around.
Rook takes C6.
What in the world is going on here?
Is Rook takes C6 ideas and he
only has 1 second. He's not going to move fast enough. Wait a second, he's solving everything with just seconds on his clock.
This is unbelievable. The Rook on E7 was loose. It still is
Oh my
loose.
gosh. Every rook is sacrificed. Where are you, Levy?
White is up just 2 pawns, so now it's easy for Magnus Carlsen. This doesn't require much effort for him on the conversion. Black doesn't even have threats against the White King. That's a centralized queen, and there goes the B pawn.
Oh.
With the passed pawn going forward wouldn't help. I mean, what a play by both of these two as the Black King looks like it's in danger.
Both sides look a little nervous right now. The first bullet game, the time scramble is very real. What is going on? Now Black shows up a piece?
Yes, Rook takes E6, and that's important. The bishop is in front of the pawn. The Rook takes E7. Queen E1, Queen E1.
Queen E1, and the bishop is unpinned. Oh, Magnus didn't see it.
Yeah, Queen E1 is a sick move.
Oh, man. And that's a move he normally spots. I think it tells you where we're at right now. We're at the end. We're at the end of this very, very long day. We're at 1 a.m. We are north of 1 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sticking it out. And again, we're going to make a very, very quick interview with Magnus Carlsen, as much as it can be quick given the stakes, the storylines, and everything that it was heading into this match and getting his honest thoughts about how he feels about beating Hans Niemann.
And then playing Alireza next. So you get over 1 hurdle, which may have been more of an obstacle off the board, but then you get Alireza. Oof, this is going to be a nasty finish here, and this finally will end the match.
Yeah. Were you surprised how the 5-1 portion went, that it was so dominant in your favor? Is that what you expected? Or when you mapped this at home in your head as far as how you thought it would progress, what were your thoughts on that? And were you just surprised that you got out to such a dominant lead early?
Yeah, I usually get out to leads in the 5-1 portion. But I felt like he was actually playing quite well, but he does blunder a lot. And with little time, he was not playing well, at least in that. And I was kind of I was mostly up a little bit on time, and I was, playing those scrambles better than he was and being a bit more practical. But I didn't feel like he was playing that badly in general. I mean, I forgot what the question was.
I was just asking if you were surprised. You had a 5 lead.
Yeah.
But it's a big lead.
No,
you do get out 2 leads, but it was a big lead.
No, I wasn't. I thought it was likely that I was going to be up by that point. But of course, it was very, very pleasant to know that already then the outcome of the match was not really in doubt.
Yeah.